Okay, that should give enough time for YouTube to finish buffering. So let's do this. Take two. Hello, everyone. It's the Sky Priestess, and today I just wanted to give you a quick heads up. Obviously, there is Hanuki in the background also wanting to give you a quick heads up because today is a Thereus day. And she obviously doesn't like Thereus, which is why she's vocalizing a fair bit. So today we see the Sun at 20 degrees of Taurus, trine Thereus at 20 degrees of Virgo. All of us have something near 20 degrees of Capricorn, which is of course Ceres. It's not exactly there, but it is enough to create a grand Earth trine. So this is a day where we need to basically be looking at the back doors, be looking at how we are better able to strengthen our bodies, our health, our relationship with material abundance. If there's any, processes in our workflow, any tools that we use, we need to be looking at our food and drink. We need to be looking at service contracts and what comes through those service contracts, and we need to basically plug up what no longer works. Thereus, as you know, is the hunter stalker of the skies. And yes, it can be a very scary alignment, but when you basically think of it as routine household maintenance, it becomes far, far, far less scary. It's basically just an opportunity for you to look at things and say, okay, is this strong enough? Have I, amped up my defenses? Have I strengthened this particular thing? Is there anything else for me to worry about? Nope. And if not, you just enjoy the day as a normal day. But for people who have not been vigilant and who have not been really looking at the fine print or taking care of the little details, whether it's about their finances or about their bodies, their health in general, this is where you want to pay more attention. Also on the same day, we see Eros at 27 degrees of Gemini opposite the Galactic Center at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, whilst I normally provide these alignments as part of my regular Tier 23 work, what I aimed to do was to make sure that the most important alignments I would always share publicly because that is the service orientation of the work. With Eros at 27 degrees of Gemini, we basically see a whole lot of karmic triggering. Now, I do not romanticize the Eros and Psyche myth. I have spent years deconstructing it and basically finding it to be yet another patriarchal attempt to rewrite what it means to ascend as a feminine being. Are you done yet? Okay, she's calm. So effectively, Eros, in terms of, for me, looking at it astrologically, spiritually, I see it as two possibilities. One, we look at it as the possibility of true intimacy, but only if we are willing to see through a whole lot of illusion. It's very much the energy of the tarot card. I think it's the Seven of Cups, where one is presented with a whole lot of options, some of which are glittering illusions, some of which are just downright bad, and others might be quite nice, but only if you are able and willing to look through the BS. And that is an opportunity that Eros does present to us today, especially as it opposes the Galactic Center. So some of you may be having a lot of rushing thoughts, a lot of heavy head focus, or just a whole lot of ideas and a whole lot of feelings and triggers coming in continuously. Not everyone is going to be as sensitive about it because it really also comes down to the work that you've done, the way your particular brain is wired. I'm sure neurodivergent people experience alignments in different ways. But at the same time, the most important lesson is to not fall for the karmic trigger. So Thereus, the lesson is to look at the back door and to do what you practically need to do to take care of that. And to also be very, very wary for back doors that come in the name of nurture. Sometimes people do want to help you, and sometimes they want to help you because they want to have something on you. And sometimes people do need help, but sometimes people want to be helped so they can kind of hook you in through some performance of victimhood. So whether you're giving or receiving nurture, you got to be really careful with whether or not that is actually a sustainable act and if that actually helps people in the best way in the long run, including yourself. So that's one point. Eros is all about those mental triggers, especially in Gemini. It's all about looking at the glittering lights and figuring out what is important and what is best avoided. There are other alignments, but these were the two things that kind of really stuck out to me. And I went, I better say this because some of you may be feeling buzzing energy all over the place and not knowing why. And we are seeing this intensified by the fact that we, of course, have the moon in Gemini right now. And with the Gemini moon, we see an added focus upon heavy, heavy mental patterns, so to speak. Just think about it like a movie. Whatever comes, Observe it, but you don't really need to attach to it. Whatever hooks or triggers or yearnings suddenly come out of the blue, take the time to sit with it and see where it actually comes from. Is it something that resonates with your path? Is it something that you really need to be saying no to? Or is it something that you need to look further, inwards about? So, as long as you take the time, you can get through these aspects. These are not the worst aspects by any stretch of the imagination, but it can be a pretty annoying day if you decide to go la di da about it and then suddenly find your plans are not really going the way you want it to go. But also, a quick heads up, we're going to be seeing an intense focus on fine tuning our relationship with the material world, with our abundance, with our finances, with our bodies, with our five sensory perception, especially between the 13th to the 18th of May. I'll be back with a video on this in a few days from now, but the 13th to the 18th of May, you really want to take the time to make sure you fine tune whatever key material decisions you need to make right now. So use this energy of the Sun, trine Thereus to continue troubleshooting, asking those deep questions, because you're going to have a lot of opportunities to work with the frequency of abundance, especially May 13th to May 18th. And there will be opportunities after that as well. But it's one of those times, May 13th to May 18th, we're going to be seeing one of those types of times where it's kind of like, if with just the right pressure and just the right perspective, you may be able to make much larger turnaround than you otherwise would. So there is an increased focus on this. Use the energy of the day to look at what you need to take care of so that you can make the most of it in the next few days to come. And of course, if you're interested in working with me, the session that I would recommend for this particular time would be the Change Maker session, because this is a fantastic opportunity to really break through those walls, to see what it is that is actually holding you back and what it is that you can actually do about it whilst remaining aligned on your spiritual path. And that's it. So take care. Very many blessings to all of you. Lots and lots and lots of love. Ciao, ciao for now. Bye bye.